and because I think we have, somewhere it should show up. 2 videos should show up. And what we coded now, this is season 2, episode 4, maybe. Season 2. So this will be that. This is going to be season 2, episode 4. So we're doing 2 episodes in one. So hey, right? Why not? People have time to listen to us, watch us, and so why don't we go ahead and get to season 2, episode 4 right now on the Daniel and Georgia show. I'm going to go and play our theme song. Right?
Okay. Sounds
do you want to give me a countdown?
3, 2.
This episode is brought to you by listeners like you. Please support this podcast at specialchronicles.com/give. That's specialchronicles.com/give.
I didn't know that you had a crush on me. How did I never see all that we could have been? High time we turned the pages, start a story for the ages. High time we got it going on. No, it's never easy for people who love anymore, but we gotta try. 'Cause you and I were meant to be. I love you, baby, and I know it takes more of the world to show it. You are
I'm going to call after.
Welcome back to the Daniel and Georgia show, season 2, episode 4, family date nights. We hope that you enjoyed the previous episode that you just heard, which was an extended fun date night, a live conversation, a live meet and greet. Maybe that's what we'll call it, a live meet and greet. We'll call it a meet and greet with a meet and greet with our friend Dylan. Yes.
My dad told me that we need to call him too.
Okay. Right now?
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
wants to talk.
So
right now.
yeah, so let's begin our conversation. Good. We're going to apologize to him for being late, and we'll apologize to my dad for being late too. So I'm going to find his number. I've got it in my phone here. So it goes with the kickoff of family date night conversation with your dad. Should I call him or FaceTime him? Call him?
Just call him.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to call him on the phone. There we go. So.
Thank you so much for calling Glenn. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can.
Oh, that's his voicemail. I just called I got your dad Glenn's voicemail. Should I try again?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's try again. See if your dad picks up now. I should have stopped the recording and then recorded the audio again, but whatever.
It's okay.
I have a lot of editing to do on this 2 episodes. Hey, Glenn. Oh.
I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you.
Still getting his. Do you just want to tell your dad to call us?
All right, I'll be right back, okay?
Georgia will be right back. This is the Daniel and Georgia show. This is a good time to just play a PSA for the Inclusion Revolution right here on the Daniel and Georgia show.
We're not just
we'll be
athletes.
We are the ambassadors of an uprising. Peaceful protesters.
In a rebellion against anyone
Who has a fear of difference.
Difference.
Our demands are
equality,
Dignity.
and the recognition of our
Shared humanity. We will not stop.
or accept anything less.
Today, our world is
More divided than ever.
And coming together has never been more urgent.
The revolution.
is inclusion.
Find out more at jointherevolution.org.
This is the Daniel and Georgia show. Welcome back, Georgia, to the Daniel and Georgia show. I should unmute you. Is your dad going to answer?
Apparently, my dad is kind of busy at the moment.
Okay, I'm sure my dad will be busy too. Should we try calling my dad? Let's try calling my dad and see if he picks up.
Hold on, I'm going to text him.
Okay, and I'm going to try to call my dad and see if he picks up. This family date night episode is really, with our dads, is really going strongly. So let's see if my dad picks up. And let's see if he picks up.
Hello?
Hey, Dad. You're live on the Daniel and Georgia show. So you picked up. Georgia's dad, Glenn, didn't pick up yet. And so, so we might have to conference him in. But that's okay. So, hey, Georgia, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still on.
Okay, I got my dad on the phone, so we can conference your dad in a minute once he can pick up. But do you want to talk to my dad?
What's up, Adam?
How you doing? Good. How you guys doing? You guys have been on the show for a couple hours already.
Yeah. So
let's
just say
a very long conversation with one of Dan's friends.
Dalian, who's one of our board members.
Right. I know.
And volunteer producers. And so first we apologize for being late. So that's going to be okay. So let me. Okay. He was calling. So I am going to conference him in. So we apologize for being late, but we're gonna put that in a different episode. We're gonna put Dalian on a different episode, and so I'm conferencing him in. My dad's on hold. Hey, Glenn.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Glenn.
Dad.
Glenn. You're live on the Daniel and Georgia show. Glenn, are you there?
Dad.
I'm here.
Oh.
Yeah, Dad.
Hello?
Hi, Dad. Yeah, you're there. Is Georgia's dad? It should be on the call as well.
Yeah.
Glenn.
Dan, he's text. Tell him to just listen. Tell him to call again right now.
Oh, to call again?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just told me.
Oh, to have me call again?
Yes.
Okay. Let me call your dad again.
So I should hang up?
No, Dad. Stay on the phone.
Okay. This is my first conference call, so let's just.
Yeah. I have to find. Okay, H. I'm looking for the H's. I went past the H's. There we go. I found your dad. So now let me just call him. And Dad's on hold. Hey.
Hello there, Daniel.
Hey,
Glenn. You, Dad.
Are you there, Glenn?
I'm there. What's up?
Hey, I also conferenced my dad in too, just so we can. We apologize for being late, and we now have you and my dad both conferenced on the show.
All right,
Glenn.
Great.
How you doing?
Hey, Adam. I'm good. Adam, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
It is. I'm ready to go take another walk as soon as this is done.
That's a good idea. We took
it's absolutely gorgeous out there.
We took about a 20-mile bike ride, Karen and I, earlier today. So.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
So let's just so we can all get on and enjoy this wonderful weather on this Sunday, May 3rd, 2020. So we had both of our moms on last week, but we thought we would, as this show is, and Georgia are going to talk a little bit more about family date nights, and how our families are loving and supportive. But we thought that we could have both of you guys on to talk about, from your dad perspectives, what do you guys like from your dad perspectives, and both of us and date nights and.
Well, that's pretty easy to do because we know you've got a good heart and you're trying hard in everything you do. Georgia's coming from the same place, so it makes it pretty easy for us to get behind the fact that both of you would like to spend time together and enjoy each other's company. So we're happy to give you whatever promotion we can in that regard.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Love you, Daddy.
It's, what?
Oh.
I said I love you, Dad. Glenn.
Oh.
My dad.
Yeah, I agree with everything Glenn says, and it's nice to see you guys be happy and enjoy life and share a lot of the common interests and things that you guys have together and are building together, which is really awesome.
Georgia, do you have a question for both of our dads?
Okay. What do you do on your spare time?
Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Adam.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What do you do on your spare time?
Well, that's a good question. I think between trying to do a little work and then supporting Daniel and all the different things he does on Special Chronicles and also Special Olympics, it takes me a lot of places. So in between all that, I try to get a lot of walking in. I love walking, and I also play racquetball.
And hang out with your friends?
Yeah. Well, since we've had the quarantine, I've done a whole lot more around the house than I have for a couple of years. In fact, I got into some spots that we've been living in this house for 32 years that I hadn't gotten into before to clean up. So I guess it's in that regard, it's given us some time to get some things done that needed to be attended to. And the yard looks better than it ever has. So in that regard, I've got good labor out of myself, if nothing else.
Awesome.
See, there's an advantage. There's a positive side to everything in life, I think.
That's the one. If you want to take pictures of our stuff right now, now's the time.
Once
Adam.
it's to normal, then the house will go back to normal too.
Let's hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Georgia has a question for you, Dad?
Well, it's more like a comment. My dad has been making his own music lately.
Oh, tell us more about that.
He made a few CDs. He has been in a recording studio, and he actually recorded some of his music.
So, Glenn, do you want to comment on that? And can we play some on a future episode of the Daniel and Georgia Show?
Well, pretty much songwriting has been a fantasy of mine. Being a lazy writer, I looked around and saw that the shortest thing a man could write would be a song. So it appealed to me at that level. So I've been experimenting with some country and western songs and just some ballads and just other things that interest me. A couple love songs. I sang Karen a love song.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was well received not too long ago. So it's something to do, and it gives me a creative outlet.
That's great. Do you plan on publishing any of those?
Well, what I've done is I've got a son-in-law that's in the music business.
Oh.
I've been sending him copies of the words, but I haven't sung them to him yet. So hopefully when I sing them to him, there'll be a little more interest than just a cursory review.
Oh, that'd be great. We're looking forward to hearing how that goes.
Let's hope we all make the chart together.
So
sounds great.
So we've got just a couple more questions before we'll let you guys get back to your evenings. But what as there's lots, we have lots of listeners. In the past 2 weeks, we have had an increase of over 140 listeners to the Daniel and Georgia Show. So what advice can you guys give to other dads out there raising kids like Georgia and me with special differences, special needs, to support their kids in having relationships and in a loving and supportive way like you guys have been doing the past 5 years?
Yeah. Adam, can I run with it?
Go ahead.
You know, I think back to the first day Georgia was born, and I came home from the hospital, and we had another daughter that was maybe 18 months older, and Karen was still in the hospital with Georgia and her twin, Kate. And I just was thinking about how my life had changed just with the birth of Georgia. And what's been really eye-opening to me is it opened a whole new avenue for love that I didn't realize I had in me before. So that regard, I'd like to say just it's been a blessing to me and a life-changing experience that goes on still every day as long as she's in our lives.
I think that's very well said. I think we all, as a dad, I concur with a lot of things you say. Our life evolves, and things that happen in our life, like the birth of our children, do change our lives in a very positive way. You know, whether it's your child that has some special needs when they're born or a child doesn't necessarily. You know, we love them all the same, and they impact our lives tremendously. And that keeps going on as they grow up, and even now as adults, that kind of special love that started when they were born is here today. That's evolved over their lives. It's that much stronger. It's more specific to them, to wherever they are in life or wherever their needs may be. And that's a beautiful thing.
Through that.
Awesome. Well, this has been a emotional into this whole segment of the program. So maybe a little bit of a lighter note to conclude on. We usually conclude these podcast conversations with final thoughts on your time on the Daniel and Georgia show. But maybe we could conclude, Georgia. What do you think of? Should we ask them their impact on what the impact of the Daniel and show, the Daniel and Georgia show, is having on our community, on our mainstream community?
I don't.
Hold on. Let me just let Georgia reply.
I don't know.
Okay, so let's see if our dads can reply to that.
Well, we're hoping for big things from you guys. You may expect the big thing equals what you guys have produced so far. So all we can do is support you, be there for you when you need us, and try to get the word out that the Daniel and Georgia show is noteworthy and worthy of your attention.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Glenn said. The one question I would like to close with is actually going back to you guys. You guys have this vision for the Georgia and Daniel show, and it's relatively new. How is it going in your guys' mind? Is it what you guys envision? Where do you see it? Where would you like to see it go from here?
I think I think we can do more episodes based on our favorite things, our background, and see where it takes us.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah. We can continue to talk about different topics. I know we have heard from some listeners already that they love when we call people up on the digital airwaves. I think we can also some things that kind of sparked some interest based on when we talked with Daniel just in the past hour / the previous episode, because we're dividing this into 2 episodes. Daniel gave us an idea where we could talk about challenging topics, but then also we can bring on other couples and who have the same and different challenges like us, to have conversations with other couples and also talk about challenging topics as well.
That sounds great. What do you think, Glenn?
Looking forward to the next podcast.
Yeah.
I love you, Dad.
You guys are going to continue this weekly every Sunday?
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central. That's 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific. I do know one of our listeners left us a comment on YouTube And one of our listeners would love us to do a live audience show in Colorado. So who knows if that will happen? But our listeners love us, so who knows what will happen in the future.
That's true.
All right, you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you.
Yeah,
You
thank
too.
you for inviting
Bye,
us.
Daddy. Bye, Adam.
Love you, Dad. Thanks guys for coming on.
Thank you. Bye.
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 That has been both of our dads, Adam and Glenn, on the Daniel and Georgia show. Glenn and Adam, and that was an emotional and fun conversation we had with them, right?
Yeah, well, every single time when my dad talks about me, that's when I get way too emotional.
Yeah, so our listeners if our listeners listen to the audio podcast, you will have to watch the video that we'll be putting up on tv.danielandgeorgia.com/watch, and see that. Let's go ahead and move on, and we're gonna kind of move through these topics quickly. So this show, because last show was a little bit longer, and so we'll kind of abbreviate some of this. But people can listen on demand anytime they want. And so let's move on, and let me pull up your show notes. Somebody left me a voicemail. Might have been your dad.
Yeah.
Let me pull up the questions that you have so I can have that on my phone here. So there we go. Okay. So, Georgia, let's begin with talking about the first topic. And we'll try to move these quickly. Let's talk about the first topic that you had, and then we'll kind of go to the topic that I have, and we'll go back and forth. Right?
Okay, so I think the first topic that I came up with is sisters. You know that I have 3 sisters.
And I have 2 sisters.
Yeah. I have a stepsister. Her name is Wendy.
Yeah.
I have a niece and a nephew. Max just turned 11. He's getting bigger every day. And then Emma, something huge happened to her. She recently just got engaged to Sam Rosenthal.
That applause is for Emma and Sam, who are listening.
Yeah. I'm very proud of both of them. Sam makes me laugh all the time. And then there's my twin sister, who sometimes does think about me a lot, but I have her pet, who happens to be Pan, and he goes crazy whenever I'm in there.
Pan's a cat, just for our listeners.
Pan the cat, from the movie The Golden Compass.
I saw that movie a long time ago.
Yeah, so she named her cat from that movie. So
awesome.
Yeah. So
for me, I have 2 sisters, Stephanie and Caroline. Stephanie got married last May of 2019, so they're coming up in a few weeks on their May 18th, 2019. So in a couple of weeks, they'll be coming up on the 1-year anniversary. To Jake, my brother-in-law, and then Caroline is my younger sister, and then I also have a bunch of my one cousin on my dad's side just had their first son a few weeks ago.
Congratulations.
And then, that deserves a round of applause from our live streamed audience who are applauding for us. So there we go. And then I've got a bunch of cousins on my mom's side. So I've got like a cousin in Colorado who's married, a cousin who lives in Nebraska, I believe. Omaha, Nebraska. Does that sound right? Yeah. I've got another cousin who lives in Minnesota, and an aunt and uncle that live in Minnesota. I've got a cousin that just moved to Champaign/Oak Park, Illinois. That they moved from DC to here. And then another cousin lives in Pennsylvania, and then who I used to co-host some podcasts with, back when he was in high school and I was in college. And then another cousin that's married in Pennsylvania. And my cousin that's married in Pennsylvania, so Brennan, his wife Geneva, fun fact here, Geneva went to high school with Carolyn Phillips, who works at Special Olympics International.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Who I met during our SSIGM training and again in Abu Dhabi at the World Games. So, yeah. And then I got an aunt and uncle that live in the Pennsylvania. So, and then I've got like some other second cousins and stuff on my mom's side that live in like in D.C. and California. I've got an aunt and uncle on my dad's side that live down in Fort Worth, Texas. So I hope I didn't leave anybody out in my family, in my small family. But yeah.
Well, I have a really big family. I have family in Oregon, Lake Oswego, and one of my cousins just had a baby, and her name is Ivy.
Again, our audience has to applaud.
Thank you for that. I also have some cousins and aunt and uncle and cousin in Fuda, Colorado. And I have an aunt and uncle in Oak Brook. And that's pretty much about it.
Yeah. Awesome. So, on the at Daniel, because we are live streaming this on at Special Chronicles and at Daniel and Georgia. I'm missing all the comments on our Daniel and Georgia live stream page, but
how many comments?
Well, a bunch of people. One person, where did I just miss that? Okay, your half sister Wendy, who I met at Kate and Daniel's wedding last year, a few months ago, 5 months, 6 months ago. Wendy said, "Hi guys." Somebody named Linda Hebo, Hebeo, says hi. Daniel.
That's Wendy's mom.
Okay, and then Joyce and Gaffal. Do you know this?
Joyce, maybe.
She says great show. And somebody, Kathleen Waterloo, waved at us, a little wave emoji. Okay. Jody Miles says hello, Daniel. That's on the Daniel and Georgia page. So eventually, when we get back to live streaming on YouTube, we can just have comments in one place. So I'm looking at my so yeah, there we go. I was just looking at some of our comments. Okay, let's move on. So let's see. Let's move on quickly here to I'm gonna have a lot of others. I should have broken these audio files into 2 audio files, but whatever. It's too late now. I'm just making it difficult. I didn't. Anyways, if I can read my handwriting, benefits, families, loving and supportive. Our dads talked about that topic, so just go back to segment 1, 10 minutes ago and listen to that. And before we move on, we're at about 28 minutes of the video recording, so I'm just assuming that's what the audio is going to be. And so let's go ahead and take a short sponsor break. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Well, listening to the Daniel and Georgia show on DanielandGeorgia.com and Special Chronicles as a part of the Special Chronicles podcast network on SpecialChronicles.com. And we'll be back. Do not hit pause. Do not hit pause. You can fast forward if you want, but anyway, just stick around to hear some words from the reason why we are able to broadcast is thanks to our generous listeners and sponsors. So we'll be ending PSA for the Inclusion Revolution. So you all listening to the Daniel and Georgia show. My name is Daniel.
My name is Georgia.
And we'll be back right after this short break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by listeners like you. Please support this podcast at specialchronicles.com/give. That's specialchronicles.com/give. This episode is brought to you by
the Comrade Energy Force Ambassador Program. The Energy Force is the country's first energy efficiency education program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. ComEd is powering lives, and Radio is powering us here at Special Chronicles. Learn more at specialchronicles.com/ComEd. That's specialchronicles.com/ComEd. Thank ComEd for the generous support of Special Chronicles.
We're not just athletes.
We are the ambassadors of an uprising. Peaceful protesters.
In a rebellion against anyone
who has a fear of difference.
Difference.
Our demands are
equality,
Dignity.
And the recognition of our
Shared humanity. We will not stop.
or accept anything less.
Today, our world is
More divided than ever.
And coming together has never been more urgent.
The revolution.
is inclusion.
Find out more at jointherevolution.org.
Welcome back to the Daniel and Georgia Show on DanielandGeorgia.com and SpecialChronicles.com. My name is Daniel, and
I'm Georgia.
Oh yeah, I muted you. And my name is Daniel, and
I'm Georgia.
Yeah.
No, and I'm a global messenger. And I'm his love.
Okay. Love interest, true love.
Sorry, his true love.
No, it's okay. Whatever. It doesn't really. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. It means the same thing. Okay. So. Sorry, folks. There we go. So, let's move on. Let's move quickly on here. And so games. So one of the things I thought that we like to do with our families and / family date nights is, which we haven't done this on a family date night yet, but we should. Games with families. We each like to play games with our families, but we should talk about having family game game
night.
Yeah, family game date nights.
Okay.
Combine it all in one.
Okay.
What do you think of that idea?
I think that'd be a great idea.
So some of the games that I like to play, like with my dad and I like to play backgammon. Also, like played apples to apples. Like we played for my 30th both my rewind.
Your 31st birthday.
My 31st birthday, January 14th, this year, 2020, is we went to my sister and brother-in-law's house, and we talked. We had pizza. No, we had something for dinner.
Yeah, we just had dinner, and we also played apples to apples.
Yes, as we ate our dessert and something for dessert. And presents. / you were the only one that got me. No, wait, Stephanie gave me some used stuff. So my sister Stephanie gave me some used stuff. Hey, I'm calling her out on the show, you know. Hey, that's what you get on the Daniel and Georgia Show. It's real life. You call out your siblings. So, anyways, so yeah, let's try that. Should we call up one of your sisters and ask what they think of that?
Sure.
It is Family Date Night, Season 2, Episode 4. So let's call
Emma.
Your sister Emma? Okay. But first, let's kind of move quickly on to so a couple other quick topics. Well, one of the quick topics is Thanksgiving and holidays. So like Thanksgiving 2019, I went over to your house and we had Thanksgiving. But I think, you know, as the years go on, we should continue to have Thanksgivings and different holidays with each of our families.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
And speaking of that, it's a good time to FaceTime your sister or just call your sister?
Just a phone call.
Yes, let's do that. Let's just call your sister, her sister Emma, on the Daniel and Georgia Show. Because this is Season 2, Episode 4. I have a really hot spotlight in my camera. I'm in the studio. Hot spotlight. Spotlight is hot. Spotlight is hot. Spotlight is hot. Come on.
Hi, this is Emma. Sorry I missed you. Leave me a message.
Let's hang up. You know what we should have done? We should have left your sister a voicemail on the show.
Yes. So why don't we, since we already called our dads, maybe we can call our sisters like the next episode.
Yeah, let's save that for next episode. Okay, good thinking. Did you want to call somebody else on the show?
Well, do you know Patrick McCarthy?
Yeah, I don't have his number. Somebody that have the number. Who do you want to call? Who do you want to call? Do I have?
Hey, I really don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's we need to let people know ahead of time. But should we call my neighbor? No, we don't. We don't want to do that. That'll be creepy. Killing milk? No, that's just it. Bree's mom? No.
Who?
Bree's mom? You know our fun Bree? Should we call him?
Yeah, I know Bree.
Oh. Your sister Emma is calling us.
Go ahead.
Hey Emma, you're live on the Daniel and Georgia show.
Oh, hi, Daniel. How's it going?
Good. Georgia's here because this is the Daniel and Georgia show.
Oh, I thought you guys already recorded.
Okay, so here's the thing. A little programming note / our live viewers are probably listening for at least 2 hours now. But so here's the thing. So this is actually, season 2, episode 3 is going to be rebranded to Meet and Greet with our friend Daniel. Daniel lives in Chevy Chase, Maryland, which is outside of D.C. As you know, Daniel is also she is the founder, manager of Special Olympics cheerleading, but she's also a board member at Special Chronicles and one of our volunteer producers. And so we had a hour-long conversation with Meet and Greet where Daniel met Georgia for the first time. And I mean, it was a fascinating conversation. You're going to love listening to that. And so that's why we rebranded that to, I think it's going to be called, season 2, episode 3 will be called Meet and Greet with Daniel. Date nights. Oh, something like that. I'm adding date nights to the episode title, but whatever.
And then we just talk to both of our dads.
Yeah, so season 2.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, season 2, episode 4 is titled Family Date Nights, and we kicked off that first 20-minute segment where it was the first time that we did a conference call where we called both of our dads and we conferenced them in on a phone call because you can do that on the iPhone. So It kicked off with both of our dads talking to each other on the conference call, and then we all got into
and then it got too emotional.
Yes, it got a little emotional.
Oh, I see. Classic dad.
So now you're all caught up. So this is it's 2 hours, but it's 2 episodes. So which is the video is in 2 parts, 3 parts, whatever. But the audio, I really should have stopped recording, and I should have started the recording again.
Oh well, you can always cut audio and chop it up later. Can't you?
I can. It's just it's a little bit more, takes a little bit more time.
Sure.
But anyways,
that makes sense.
Okay, so because it is family date nights, and if people looked on our social media, they saw a graphic that I'm going to now have to change, but because it's season 2 episode 4, not 3. So the subtitle for Family Date Night episode is The Benefits of Loving and Supportive Families. And our dads talked about how both of our families, your family and my family, and are all supportive of both of Georgia and me. So maybe, and our dads talked about it from more the dad perspective, but maybe you could talk about it from the sister perspective, because we both have sisters.
That's true. You do both have sisters. You do both have, I hope, what feel like supportive sisters.
Yes.
Oh boy. So, sorry, to recap, talk about your relationship and how we feel supportive of it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh boy, kind of a wild prompt. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm sort of lost for where to start because it doesn't feel like it's any great shakes to be supportive of a relationship where two people find each other in what seem like fairly typical circumstances, just friends of friends, or being connected through mentors, or through sport, or I mean, Sam and I met through friends as well, so it just it seems like kind of a pretty classic beginning, and it doesn't. Yeah, I guess it doesn't feel too terribly different from being supportive of I don't know, of like our parents' relationships, or of other friends' relationships, or of our other sisters' relationships. It feels quite easy, but I mean, you guys make it pretty easy. I think it's something that at least I take notice of, and I think it's something that I try to incorporate into my own life, even as how outwardly supportive you are of each other, right? I mean, you guys are both always promoting when someone, like Georgia will promote you, Daniel, when something amazing has happened in your life, and similarly, you will promote Georgia when something, fantastic has happened in her life. And so I think I for many folks, I think it's kind of hard to maintain that level of excitement, I guess. And so I don't know, as much as we support you, I think your relationship also supports the rest of us. It's kind of a full circle,
Awesome. Yeah, it kind of fits with a movement that one of our other board members, Diane Compton, started at Special Chronicles. Well, I guess we kind of co-founded this full circle inclusion movement, where meaning we've got a video that has over 1,000 views on Facebook Watch. That's where we define what we mean by full circle inclusion, and it kind of goes into what you just said, meaning we have the right and ability to make our dreams come true. That's what full circle inclusion is.
Oh yeah, and I think there's something to also, I think the sort of the, what do I want to say, like the not public but like the outward sort of facing nature of aspect of your relationship as well, right? I mean, you guys are willing to put your relationship on a podcast, for goodness sake, which is not something that a lot of the rest of us feel comfortable or feel able to do, and yet here you guys are making it seem quite straightforward and quite easy. It's pretty remarkable.
Well, speaking of that, you would definitely have to listen to the past episode that we just recorded in the first hour with Dalian, because she really talked about, and I made a couple of notes of the time of when she talked about some of this, because she really talked about the impact and really, like, when you hear what Dalian said, I think you're going to agree with it, and really, kind of how, the show Born This Way, and I interviewed the whole cast and creator of the Emmy-winning show, but like, it's a docu-series. It's a kind of what we're doing with the Daniel and Georgia show, which is different than the Special Chronicles show, which is the flagship program on our podcast network. The Daniel and Georgia show is more of an original docu-series, because it's real life conversations.
Yeah. I know. I think it's pretty remarkable. I don't know that you guys are able to pull so many different voices together on not only Special Chronicles, but also now on the Daniel Georgia show. And to find continuity in the themes that are important, in individuals' lives, but then also in the lives of a couple or the lives of a strong relationship.
Yeah.
It's pretty heartwarming, I think, to hear about the consistency.
Awesome. I'm going to let, before we get to a final question, I'm going to let Georgia ask a question or two of you.
Hi, Emma.
Hi, George.
So my question is, what do you do in your spare time when you are not working?
Spare time when I'm not working? Try to catch up on my most recently missed episodes, if any, of the Special Chronicles or the Daniel and Georgia show, obviously.
Hey, that was a perfect, let's give a little applause to that. That was a perfect.
Thank you, Emma.
Yep.
Can you hear those sound effects?
I totally can hear the sound effects.
And
Sam and I have spent a lot of time talking about the amazing sound effects that you have. It's like, what a fantastic soundboard.
I know. Yeah, on this new.
He just got it, Emma. He just got a new soundboard for his podcast.
Yes, and
oh really?
Yeah,
wow, it's wonderful.
Yeah. It's the same one that Bob Saget from the show Full House.
Sure, yeah.
So he just started a new podcast called Bob Saget's Here for You, and I just started listening to it. Like, it just premiered a couple weeks ago, and he was interviewed on WGN News in Chicago, and which I think it would be awesome if we could go to one of his stand-up comedy shows. But he showed he uses the same setup that I just got. So
really?
Yeah. So yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I think this is the most professional setup I've ever seen in terms of audio work. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, and doing it with Love and Eels, like, I finally got this professional setup.
That's how it works. You got to slog through with the first level amateur stuff before you get the next level.
So thanks to the band Seventh Heaven, did you hear our new theme song for the Daniel and Georgia show?
I don't think I did hear the new theme song.
You want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Let's play it, even though it's not the top of the show. But hey, why not? So
that's okay.
Let me fade that in.
Sure.
Had a crush on me. How did I never see all that we could have been? High time we turned the pages, start a story for the ages. High time we got it going on. No, it's never easy for people who love anymore, but we gotta try, 'cause you and I were meant to be. I love you, baby, and I know it takes more than words to show it. You are the one, and I know it.
Just to clarify, because we all streaming this, and this will be on YouTube, we do have permission from the band Seventh Heaven. So the Chicago band Seventh Heaven,
Oh, sweet.
we do have permission to play that.
Yeah, it seems like you've gone through great lengths. That's such a sweet intro song. I love that.
Yeah. It is a longer song, but I did want to only have 30 seconds of the song for a theme song. But
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe
Aw.
someday, I think, someday in the future, I think maybe somebody can maybe write us a song that's just for the Daniel and Georgia show. That's not another song. But
I see. I happen to know, first of all, a lyricist whose last name is Hunter that you might have spoken with earlier today, and also a musician that I happen to live with myself that perhaps might be an interesting duo to put together to come up with such a theme song.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did
we got ideas over here.
Did we talk to that guy in the first segment of the program today?
I'm saying it's Glenn Hunter.
Well, yeah. I know. I think we all knew, but yeah, for our listeners who are just tuning in. Yeah, so we'll have to kind of maybe put something together. Yeah. Talk about family date nights. Really, this is bringing the Daniel and Georgia show is really family built. So
it's full inclusion, Daniel.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah, well, and there's another song called an artist that I've been listening to since I was a kid called Tom Chapin. His brother is Harry Chapin, but he has a song. And I have permission to play Tom's music too. I'm on a first name basis with him. I interviewed Tom Chapin backstage one time, so.
Sounds like you're on first name basis. Sounds fine, yeah.
with a lot of people, yeah. It was trying to find my Apple Music. Well, he has one song called "Build a Dream," a few songs. That's what Grandpas do. A bunch of other songs. So, and when the family sing, yeah.
Yeah, as I understand it, if you're looking for a theme song, the thing to do is to pull together a couple of inspirational songs or songs you like, and then send them off to the team who's going to put together something that's tailor-made.
Yeah, and
so that could be an interesting project for you in Georgia to cobble together a couple of songs that you both feel are indicative of your relationship or are beautiful or whatever, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, and then also maybe they can also tie in with kind of what the Daniel and Georgia show is about, which is real life conversations about both of us, but like maybe they can also kind of tie in with some of that of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Some of the themes that are present in the music. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
think that's a great idea.
Yeah. We've got two more topics that we want to kind of wrap the show up with this episode, but we'll let you go before we get to that. But Georgia, should we ask Emma on the impact question? The impact of the Daniel and Georgia? Yeah. Yeah? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I don't remember the question.
Okay, I kind of do. So, Emma, how is the Daniel and Georgia show impacting you as a listener, but more importantly, also you and the mainstream audience community?
Well, I think that there are, I will say, limited. There's a limited number of voices of the differently abled community, and I think that are reaching mainstream America, generally speaking, right? I think we can all agree about that. And the Special Chronicles show, obviously, because it's so long running and because it has been sought after sort of platform for a number of shall we say mainstream folks or mainstream ideas. I think that that show obviously has value in a sort of broader topic, but another area of life that is more difficult to talk about because it is more intimate is, of course, a relationship between two people, and bringing focus to sort of the joys and the difficulties of the relationship that you two have, I think is something that many people don't have a window into in their daily lives. And I certainly have already benefited from listening to the show and from inviting others to listen to the show. My fiance's parents were listening just a couple of weeks ago, and I don't think had ever participated in or had listened to anything like that before. So you and Georgia are reaching a broader audience, even just by having this show tailored to just your relationship. And I think it's something that is new and different and really exciting.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be really
Thank you, Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be very motivated and empowering and inspiring for so many people. And I'm not just saying that because both of us are co-hosts of the Daniel and Georgia show.
Because you're living it, yeah.
Oh yeah. But just kind of based on what you said and basically what Daniel said in the first hour / previous episode, and what so many other listeners that I'm sure are going to continue to, keep reaching out and telling us is that it's going to make, even like look at all the young families, like like all the young athletes competing in Special Olympics, and the young kids, like the young kids that are younger than us, like as they grow into be our ages, 31 in 2 months, George will be 32.
Yes, I'll be 32 years old.
Dare you out her on the internet?
Well, no, I mean, people know. If people follow us on social media, yeah. So,
I mean, you'll have to take it up with Georgia.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we'll have to figure out this year's birthday, because last year's birthday surprise at the golf. Did you hear about that at the golf club?
I sure did. Absolutely.
I was very stunned when he did the whole thing. So I still have that piece of memory.
Oh, I know. I know. This year might look a little different, but it will be no less special no matter what happens.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this Thursday, both of us and both of our moms are four of us are all gonna go on the Salt Creek Trail, which is like 10 minutes from my house. We're going to go on a social distance bike ride. Perfect.
That sounds like a fabulous way to spend a Thursday.
And I kind of would like, because like back when Georgia and you both of you guys' mom when we went on that pumpkin puddle, we did a podcast after we did doing that bike ride. So I was thinking maybe we could make it an episode of the Daniel and Georgia show, not Special Chronicles show, but the Daniel and Georgia show.
Yeah.
Include our moms in that, and like I'll bring the not this whole setup in the studio, but like because like you can't really bike with that.
No, that might be a little bulky.
Yeah, but I've got my audio recorder that's actually sitting on a box behind me, and so what we can do is I can just bring the audio recorder, and maybe we can even take our phone and record a video of a video and audio, where we can just in the middle of the bike ride, we can maybe pull over and go to like a we can all sit social distancingly on a picnic table and just record a show in the middle of the bike ride.
Definitely. You can take the show on the road.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
it'll be perfect.
We're going to take it on the actual bike road.
I know.
And it'll be called instead of a podcast, it'll be called a Bikecast.
Bikecast. I love it.
That's a good
That sounds
title.
great.
Well, but
I like it.
The title will be called Bikecast Date Night. Well, date afternoon.
Yeah, date afternoon. A show on the road.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So listeners can stay tuned.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
So
I will stay tuned.
Yeah.
I will keep listening.
So
absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have anything else, Emma, that you want to say? Or Georgia, do you want to ask Emma anything else as we close this segment?
Thank you for listening.
No problem. Anything for you guys.
And actually, Emma, that actually covered one of the topics I was going to cover near the end of the program. So let's just have you kind of give your thoughts, and then Georgia and I will give our thoughts on the last topic for this episode. Is that okay?
Sure.
So last topic, Georgia and Emma, is movies and TV viewing. So we have on the Special Chronicles podcast network, we have a movies and TV commentary series where we either talk with directors or actors or just give commentary on TV shows and movies, and like Speechless on ABC or The Peanut Butter Falcon or different movies, and so, but like just, I mean, those are just some movie and TV examples, but maybe because George and I like to, it fits in with date nights, we like to watch movies and TV shows. So what do you think of not just new movies, but like even like we could watch old episodes of Full House or like different things like that. And so what do you think of us doing, make a segment, not a different series, but like, I mean, we could put it in the movies and TV series on specialchronicles.com, but like we can edit out like that one segment of the Daniel, make it a segment of the Daniel and Georgia show where we review movies and TV shows.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. George, sorry, I just jumped right in, but I think it's a great idea, especially during, the COVID-19 pandemic, where a lot of people are watching movies, TV shows, etc., together while apart, right? I mean, everyone like presses play at the same time, and then you've got a little FaceTime on the corner, or a Zoom, where you've got a couple of people participating. I think that might be a really nice segment for you guys. I know Georgia's probably got 15 movies she's lined up to watch, right?
Yeah.
Well, I started a few TV shows on my own this year.
Yeah.
I just started. I'm rewatching Rivendell based on the Archie comic books that I've read when I was 5 years old.
Let me write that down.
Now it has a huge twist. It's more like a murder mystery drama type TV show.
Yeah,
and,
different from the books, right?
I know a couple of my favorite actors, like Cole Sprouse. He was from one of my favorite Disney TV show. The Street Life of Zack and Cody. So he got the male lead as Jughead in that show.
There's also
wow.
There's also a TV show that I watched. I don't usually like a lot of the Delk, like those type of Delk movies, but there's a show that it's on Netflix called Ozark with Jason Bateman that I actually like. I actually really like that series.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard good things. Have you seen it, Georgia? I don't know.
No, I haven't.
It is a little scary night. I don't really like scary shows or movies, but
Yeah.
that show like is, I think, unlike anything. Like it's not a show that I would watch, but I like that show. So, but yeah, maybe we could Georgia, what do you think of that idea of where we review movies and TV shows on this show?
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
For a new segment. So, and we always have to call random listeners on the air because that's our listeners like laugh out loud and love this segment.
Yeah, it's a great way to share also, I think, an interest that you both have, right?
Yeah.
In a show about your relationship, I think you each have a wide catalog to share with each other. And, it's one of the pastimes that bring a lot of people together. And, there's no reason not to share it with the rest of us.
Awesome. So do you have, Georgia, did you want to ask anything else, or just do you want to with final thoughts?
No, I don't.
Emma, do you have any final thoughts on your overall time on this season 2, episode 4 of the Daniel and Georgia Show, Family Date Nights?
Nothing except to say I'm really proud of you guys, and I love listening to it, and I'm going to keep it up, every week as they come out.
And keep sharing it.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, do you have any topics, suggestions for future episodes?
I feel like you guys should do like a maybe not a whole segment, but at least one off on cooking. Things that you like to cook for yourselves and things you might like to cook for your date, for example.
That actually ties in with something that Georgia and we brought up when we are doing on last episode, last hour / episode. Well, Georgia this past week premiered the Georgia's Kitchen cooking show.
Aha!
I did. It was my so I did introduction on the first night. Just premiering the actual segment called Georgia's Kitchen, and then yesterday it was my second episode, How to Make a Meal, and I wrote down on some plan the meal, find you could browse around in your kitchen, find your ingredients. Okay, Dad.
So yeah, so we'll have to talk about off air. We should try to see if we can air some of the Georgia's Kitchen show on specialchronicles.com/watch SCTV, or even tv.danielandgeorgia.com/watch.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It would be great to see some of the miracles that Georgia whips up in the kitchen.
Yep. And even though there was on a 5-year anniversary date night, we both cooked
baked gnocchi,
which is really good.
Lovely. Yeah, that kind of thing. I think that's great. And then you can each showcase your individual flair that you put in the dish, and you'll be cooking for each other. I think that'd be really sweet.
And we can share it on with our Daniel and Georgia Show listeners.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
We'd all love it.
Yeah.
Speaking on behalf of all listeners.
So between you, Emma, and Darian, last episode, have both shared some great feedback, and so we want to encourage all you, our listeners, to leave us feedback. Georgia, how can they do that? Oh, maybe
they can go on at Daniel and Georgia.
At Daniel and Georgia on social media, and DanielandGeorgia.com, right?
Yes.
So go to DanielandGeorgia.com, and they can scroll down, and all of our contact and social media stuff is on there. So DanielandGeorgia.com. So, yeah.
Super.
So,
all right, well,
thank you, Emma, for calling.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
No
Emma.
problem.
Take care.
Of course, anytime. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
All right. There you go. That was Georgia's older sister, Emma, here on the Daniel and Georgia Show. Georgia, this is about an hour and 4 minutes of the video, which is probably about the time of the audio podcast. So, should we wrap up the show?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
We hope that you guys all will tune in next week. Continue. If we do take a week off, it's because we did kind of double up episodes this week. And when we do our Bikecast, do you like that idea, Georgia? So we're gonna have another episode this week, and so we might take a week off. And if we do, that's because we are doubling and tripling episodes this week. So we might give you listeners time to catch up and to binge listen, because people can binge listen, right? That's a thing.
Yeah.
Man, you can binge listen on demand. So we might, if we take a week off, that's because we did double and triple up episodes this week of recording. So, but that's okay, right?
Yeah.
So we hope that you guys all. Do you want to say anything else, Georgia, as we wrap up?
Thank you for watching, and please comment more.
Yes, come listen more. Come follow us. Follow us at Daniel and Georgia. Remember to use the hashtag Daniel and Georgia Show on social media. Oh, good. We need that. We forgot to end the last episode with that, but let's end this episode with that. With our mascot. That dog's our mascot, right?
Yeah.
So, by the way, Georgia, I love co-hosting this Daniel and Georgia show with you. You are so cute, attractive, beautiful. I love you so much.
I love you too, Dan, and you are very handsome tonight.
You're always cute and attractive, and and as we wrap up, we hope you guys all have enjoyed this conversation. We hope you enjoyed our live conversation with Dewey last episode, and continue to get in touch with us. Email us, DanielandGeorgia@SpecialChronicles.com. DM us on social media at Daniel and Georgia. Tag us on social media. Email us, you guys. We would love to. If you use your voice memo app on your phone, you guys can send us. You can email us your audio feedback. Just use that voice memo app on your phone. We code it, email it to us, and we will play it on an upcoming episode. We would love to have your voices included, and you can DM us or email us your phone number. We could talk to you live on the digital airwaves, like we did with Emma and our dads, Adam and Glenn and Dalian. So if you guys want to be included on the Daniel and Georgia show, we would love to talk with you. And until then, remember we're going to have, what's the dog's name?
I'm sorry, I can't talk today. His name is Bugs.
Bugs is going to have the final word, but first we will have the final words, and then Bugs will have the final words. But so until next time, remember to show compassion, show love, and stay safe, stay healthy, and remember, choose to include.
We love you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening, right?
And thank you for listening. Tune in.
Until next week, remember, choose to include.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
That's a wrap on the audio podcast. Season 2, Episode 4, Family Date Nights. Okay, let me just go ahead and just see. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. Should we stop the video?
Yeah,